Good evening. Welcome to tonight's West Michigan Conference contest between the Norsemen of North Muskegon and the Wildcats of Montague. Tonight's contest is brought to you in part by the following area businesses. Factory Surplus Sales of Montague, 894-6633. Family Hair Care and Tanning Center of Montague, 894-5049. Lipka's Drugstore of Montague, 893-5624. Todd Pharmacy of Montague, 893-8255. Pitkin Drug and Gift Shop of Whitehall, 893-5624. Clark's Save-On of Whitehall, 893-4225. Vollmer Incorporated Realtors of Whitehall, 894-5611. The Video Store of Whitehall, 894-9454. Edgewood Pharmacy of Whitehall, 894-2018. White Lake Branch of the Shelby State Bank, 894-9041. And the White Lake Ambulance Service, 911. Finally, we would like to thank Cass Cable TV for providing us the opportunity to telecast Wildcat basketball on Cable Channel 5. And now to Roger Finland and Jeff Peterson for the broadcast of tonight's game.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Roger Finland along with Jeff Peterson, tonight's commentators for our ball game. With us tonight we have a foreign exchange student, Terrell Hunstead, who is staying with Harold and Marion Peterson. We thought it would be fun for the folks out home to watch and listen to her experiences this year. Terrell, what part of Norway do you come from?
I come from the middle. It's the very biggest town called Trondheim.
And how big is that town?
It's about 150,000 people.
What large town is that near? Is it near Oslo?
No, it's pretty far from Oslo, really, yeah.
Okay, of course we're here tonight at a basketball game, and I know you hadn't played ball probably before you came over to America on a team, and you played on the girls basketball team this fall, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
How are you enjoying the boys season?
I think they're awesome. They're really good, and I'm sure they'll do great.
Do you have any favorite players on the team?
Not particularly, no.
Jeff?
Well, Terrell, do they have any organized sports over there in your schools?
Well, you don't have sports at school. You join clubs.
Okay, it's clubs outside of the school. What kind of clubs do they have?
They mostly play soccer and handball for girls.
Now, is that a team sport or is it mostly individual type for the soccer or for the handball?
It's a team sport.
Okay.
Terrell, what are some of the differences you found in going to an American high school as opposed to what goes on in Norway?
Well, we have like schedules that follow the weeks, not the same schedules every day. And we have not that many elective classes you can take. We have each class, all the seniors are divided into classes that you attend all the classes with together.
Hey, obviously your English is very good. Now, how many years of English have you taken in Norway?
I took 8 years.
Starting in what grade?
4th grade.
So are their grade divisions pretty much the same as they are in America then?
Yeah, they are, yeah.
Another thing I noticed last week, we took a ski trip with the high school kids and you were on that. Did you do a lot of skiing over there?
Pretty much. Much downhill and some cross country in spring.
Are you following the Olympics quite a bit with your country and watching them and taking great pride in that?
I try to, but you don't see very much about our country. You see mostly about USA.
Yes.
Now, do they broadcast the Olympics to the degree that we do back in your country right now?
It's much more. It's during the whole day. And lots of people are sick from school watching the Olympics.
Well, we know American students never get sick when the first baseball game of the season is on or things like that. They would never stay home to watch sports, I'm sure. Terrell, what's one of the things that you've enjoyed most about America since you've been here?
Is meeting people, to get known with people, staying with my family, to living in an American family is just great.
How about the food? Has that been different for you?
Yeah, it's a lot more junk food. Well,
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I have to admit that.
Now, in a town of over 100,000 that you come from, obviously there are Burger Kings and McDonald's and things like that there as well, right?
Oh yeah, there are some food stores.
You
Restaurants
find
like that, yeah.
Do you find coming from a bigger town going into a smaller town quite an adjustment?
Very much. We have, like, it's not hard to travel around. You can take buses or whatever, walk.
And here you get to walk if you want to walk.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, Terrell, we've certainly enjoyed having you on the program, and we enjoy having you around the school. You're a real nice girl, a real nice person. One thing we'd like you to do is to wish the Wildcats some kind of good luck in your native language.
Okay. Go, Wildcats, go!
And that, I assume, is go Wildcats go. Thank you very much, Terrell, for being with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Darrell.
At this time, we'll take it back upstairs. Jeff and I get to walk out on the floor tonight with our daughters, two proud fathers that will get introduced for Parents' Night. Dale Schrader will be bringing you the pregame lineups and the introduction to the national anthem. And then at that point, Jeff and I will take over for the play-by-play in color. Thank you.
We'll see you up there, Roger.
That was a national anthem played by the Wildcat Band under the direction of Miss Heidi Tanis. Due to a little technical difficulty, we were unable to play the starting lineups and the Parents' Night festivities, and for that we apologize. But we're here for the ball game, and I guess that's what the show's all about, Jeff.
Well, that's right. And if we look out there, the starting lineup for the Wildcats, we've got Jim Grieve at center, Scott Thumser at one forward, Dave Osborne at the other forward, Paul Schlaff and Richard Erdman at the guards. Randy Lindquist is not in the starting lineup tonight as he was absent from school the last 2 days. And Coach Jim Tate's policy is that if you're absent night before a ball game, you don't start.
Right.
So that's the reason he's not in.
Randy's had a touch of the flu, so not too good for him.
Right.
And probably worse for the team. Although Scott has come in all year and filled in admirably whenever he's been called upon.
Yes,
so
right.
There will be no problem.
Well, on paper, this doesn't look like much of a ball game, but you certainly don't want to count on something like that.
Grieve up for two, and the Wildcats lead 2-0. Well, with Randy out of the ball game, they have big number 52, Scott Bricken, in the lineup, and he's 6'5", so that could be a factor.
Yes.
That's Colby for two.
Well, the Norsemen are a little bit of a trap defense themselves.
We've got 3-second call by referee Jim McLean. His partner tonight, Billy Scott.
Wildcats in that press again, putting a lot of pressure on.
Well, that's been their bread and butter the last number of weeks when they've been playing so well. And
oh, nice block by David Osborne. Right up and got his hand right on the top of that ball, and Paul Schlaff comes up with it.
And two for Schlaff. You mentioned that last game, Jeff, that sometimes Paul seems to overdrive, and it would be better if he'd pull up and shoot that jumper, and that's what he did that time.
Well, he's got such a good jump shot, and he just got to take advantage of it. I don't think anybody in the league can stop him on that when he wants to go up. And just got to have confidence in that thing and put it up.
And there's a two-pointer by Steckedy. Got a steal. A block shot, and Osborne comes down with it. Nice pass.
And we have an over the back against Jim Grieve on the rebound.
It's a Wildcats' first foul. The ball game tied at 4-4 with 6:05 to go in the first period.
You know, as I said, it shouldn't be much of a ball game on paper, but those are the kind of ball games that you get kind of lulled into that feeling, and next thing you know, you've got all kinds of problems. So the Wildcats really have to come out smoking and put the Norsemen away quick, just as they have their last few opponents. And then
well, the minute you get lulled to sleep, as you say, that's when you have problems, Jeff.
That's right.
That's one thing the Wildcats haven't let happen all year. That basket by number 32, Phillips.
Well, I think Wes Phillips can fill up that basket, too, if you leave him open like that. Excellent athlete.
Turnover by the Wildcats. And there's two more for Phillips. You know, one thing about basketball, you just don't ever sell another team short. You got a guy on the bench like Walt Yudkowski. He's been around, done a lot of coaching, does a good job with the kids, has them well schooled, and those are the things you got to watch out for. You come out flat against people like that, you got problems.
That's right. Well, and the Norsemen, and Walt knows this, I talked to him before the game, they've got nothing to lose. They're going to come out with everything they've got and give it the great shot. If they knock off the Wildcats, that's a feather in their cap.
Make their season for them.
That's right.
And we're going to have a foul here.
I think
that's on Jim Grieve, number 34. That's his second one. And we have Randy Lindquist coming into the ball game. The Norse are ahead 8-4 at this point. 4:57 to go in the first period. Steal by Erdman.
And just trying to force that ball.
And we have a double dribble on Phillips.
Well, Phillips stole that ball and just couldn't find a handle on it, and double dribble it. Wildcats get it back underneath their basket.
And we have a two-pointer by Thumser. He's down. I believe he held his ankle on the way down.
And Scotty got the basket on that, and he goes to the line for one more. But he's hurting right now. His ankle's bothering him.
Looks like Brand Van Bergen's waiting to come in for him after the shot is taken.
J.J. Flynn just came in for Rich Erdman. And again, there's that luxury again.
You have that deep bench. It's situations and times like this that it really helps.
And most teams, there's a definite fall off from that first five to the second five and on down. And with the kids coming off the bench for the Wildcats, you just don't see any drop in the level of play at all.
Nice pass to Van Bergen from Lindquist. No bucket. Randy's up. No good.
Well, that was a nice play by Randy Lindquist at half court as he got that ball and flipped it up ahead to Brad, and Brad just couldn't quite get to go down, then came down and got the rebound again. We have a technical foul out on the court. I'm not sure for what. I wasn't watching at that point.
I don't know what happened, but whatever it was, it didn't take him long to make up his mind to call it because the tee was there in a hurry.
And we got a timeout at this point.
And the foul was on Phillips. I believe Lindquist will be shooting when we come back out.
Well, I think it could be a 6 or even an 8-point turn because Randy missed the basket, but he's getting the 2 shots. And there's a technical foul. If it's a bench technical, that's a 2-shot. And then the Wildcats will get the ball out of bounds instead of the Norsemen getting it out. So it could be, an 8-point turn right here.
Well, you can understand the frustration of players and coaches both, but technical fouls can make a big difference in a ball game and turn things around. I thought there was a rule change this year, Jeff, that all technicals were 2-shot fouls.
Right, all technicals are 2-shot fouls.
It used to be that
correct.
It was the bench.
And that makes it a lot easier. Right? When you were an official before, you had to figure out what was on the person on the bench, the person on the floor, and certain circumstances, what was it, and this is just a lot easier. And I think it makes more of a point. You don't want those technicals.
Another rule change that I think's been very good, as Lindquist misses the first one, is the intentional foul at the end of the ball game. That's automatic 2, which it always has been, but now you get the ball back, and it discourages the cheap shot and so forth.
That's exactly right.
Lindquist cans the second one to tie the ball game up at 8-8, and now David Osborne steps to the line to shoot the technical. That one's good.
A lot of rim, but she went in, and that's all that counts.
Well, as the old golf saying, they don't say how, they say how many.
That's right.
And the second one is good. So we've got a 4-point turn right here, Jeff.
Right.
And now the Wildcats get the ball back.
Well, as I said, not only that, but the Norsemen lost the ball. So they didn't have an opportunity to score, even to get the shot. The Norsemen are in a 1-3-1 trap. Randy gets his own rebound, puts it up and in.
Good play by Randy.
Just stuck with that. I didn't think he was going to come back to him.
You can tell he's not feeling well out there just by looking at him. He even looks pale from up here.
Right, I'm sure he's a little weak.
Well, he missed school yesterday, and I'm sure if there wasn't a game tonight, he would have missed today as well. We have a 5-second call.
That's another rule that a lot of people don't understand, but that person has to be moving that ball going to the basket. And if the guy's within 5 feet of him, longer than 5 seconds, that's a 5-second turnaround.
2 for Slough. And the technical, as we said, can change things around. It was 8-7 Norsemen when that happened, and now it's 14-8 Wildcats.
Yeah. So crucial.
We have a foul on Randy.
Nice call by the official. Randy just kind of got up underneath him, pushed him, and picked up his first foul, I believe.
We have a couple of subs coming in. Number 24, Potts, and number 30, Steckedy.
Nice steal by Paul Schlaff.
Oh, beautiful shot off the glass, Jeff.
Well, I think Paul was a little out of control there, and he got it to go, but I think play a little bit more under control is what Jim Tate would want from them on that one.
2 for Steckedy to make it 16-10 Cats.
The shot that Paul made shows his athletic talent, just what kind of basketball player he is.
Osborne up and fouled by Potts, I believe. Excuse me.
I think that was by Wes Phillips.
That's by Phillips.
And showing the gentleman that Wes Phillips is, he was right over to see that Dave was all right.
Well, that's a name I think I remember a little bit from the football season, isn't it, Jeff?
Quite a running back, and I believe a linebacker as well on defense.
Osborne makes it, and the score stands 17-10. Lindquist gets a hand on the ball, but goes right back to the Norseman. Out of bounds to the Norse.
At this point, both teams are very intense, Roger. I'm impressed with the Norsemen, how intense they're playing. We've kind of come to expect the Wildcats to play that way, but again, Norse not having that good a record, coming against the top team in the conference, doing excellent.
Out of bounds to the Wildcats.
Had some rough play both ways underneath the basket so far during the ball game. I suspect
that was a physical game when we were down in North Muskegon. Have a turnover by the Cats. Phillips brings the ball down, passes it over to Potts, and into Steckety. Three-point attempt by Colby, no good. We got the rebound to Osborne. Nice drive by J.J. Flynn and a two-pointer.
J.J. got that angle and took it right to the hoop for the two.
Well, J.J.'s got a lot of good moves. Not only in the basketball court, I saw him ski this past weekend. He's got a lot of moves there, both on the slopes and in the ski lodge.
Well, certainly is an excellent athlete. We're very lucky to have him here. On that play in which he got that, it was a nice read by Dave Osborne. Looked the court and found him down the court, fired a 45-yard TD strike to him, and JJ did the rest.
The kind of season David Osborne's having, you'd pay good money to come and watch him play. He's just fun to watch play the game. He's always alert. He never lets down. He does the job on both ends of the court.
Well, you can really say that about so many of our ball players. They've just played super.
Blocked by Lindquist. We have Kurt Babcock and Thumser both back in the game, and a basket by Wes Phillips. Glad to see Scott back in. The ankle appears to be okay. Oh! I don't know if there are any grade school kids out there watching, but in that White Lake Youth Sports, I know the coaches emphasize using the left hand, and there's a reason why right there. A beautiful, beautiful job by Erdman. Had he tried to put that up right-handed, there would have been no way.
That's right.
He gets the 2 points and the free throw attempt. And we have the third foul call here on Wes Phillips. The score at this point with 46 seconds to go, Jeff, in the first quarter is Montague 21, North Muskegon 12. Walt Gukowski is about forced to take Phillips out of the ballgame at this point.
Well, that's got to really hurt their cause. He's a vital force in there for them. Strong on the boards, he runs the offense, gets the rebounds, runs the floor real well. Certainly is a good sign for the Cats.
We have Chris Morrissey checking into the lineup for Randy Lindquist. First shot is up and good. Well, at the quarter time, Jeff, we'll get some pictures of the walls here at Montague High School. The student body has had coming home activities the last couple of days, and we've got some nice decorations. We're not going to be able to see them all because we're only on one side of the gym.
But I was very impressed as I looked and saw those when I came into the gym. Very nice decorations.
Now, this is an activity that is the outgrowth of some of the student leadership things that our kids attend down at the community college, and it's under the direction of Lynn Cotter of the Student Council, and it's 2 years old now, and they've done an excellent job both years with it.
Well, you can see the pride that they've taken in putting this on, and certainly evidence, as I said, when I came in the gym, not only did I think it was nice, but I heard a lot of comments by the spectators. And again, we have an excellent crowd here tonight to watch our cats.
That's amazing. 3/4 of the gym is pretty well filled up. And it was about that way in North Muskegon, too, with Wildcat fans.
Well, I've said this before. It's always nice to follow a winner, and these guys really have been all the way through, but our fans have been great, win or lose. They've always been there.
Three-point attempt by Potts, no good.
Wes Phillips got that rebound as he came back in the ball game.
Phillips almost hit one at the buzzer, but did not go down. And at the end of the first quarter, we've got the score, Montague 23 and the Norsemen 12. The theme for the coming home was that we're sort of in cabin fever season here with all of the snow and the long time between Christmas and Easter. The theme chosen by the kids was Get Away. So some of them get away to Disneyland. That was the juniors. The seniors got away to Greece, or sophomores get away to Greece. I thought the seniors was cute. I didn't know what they were going to do with it when they first chose the theme, but it was going fishing. And on their wall, they have a boat and a stringer of fish, and I thought rather creatively, the fish each are named after one of the opponents that we've defeated during the course of the year.
That's neat.
The freshmen, of course, not quite into the swing of it as much as the other classes, but doing a good job for the first year, and they got away to Australia. So on their wall we have a few kangaroos and things of that nature.
I'll tell you, Roger, I wouldn't mind going to any of those places. It certainly would be a lot of fun.
Now, this time of the year, I think we could probably close up Michigan and have the last one out, turn the lights out, and we could all go to Arizona or California. We have out of bounds the Norsemen. Well, we have the normal starting lineup for the Wildcats in there now, with both Grieve and Lindquist along with Osborne, Schloff, and Erdman to begin the second quarter. A steal by Erdman.
I don't know if our fans could get our viewing fans could get a good view of that, but you could just see Richard Erdman as that pass was made. He had set himself up so he could just kind of step in that passing lane and pick that ball off and go down the length of the court for the easy two.
Richard sort of lulls you to sleep. I think he makes it look like he's a step behind, and all of a sudden there he is. And two for Grieve, and suddenly we're ahead 27-12. Nice pass from Erdman on that one.
Oh, again, Richard looked one way and got the ball the other way, and nobody was there.
Oh, we're going to have the third foul here on Jim Grieve. Well, we have Scott Thumser checking into the ball game for Jimmy.
Again, that's an example of the unselfishness. People looking up the court, getting the ball, passing to other people. We didn't quite click that time on all cylinders, but I'll tell you, they're always looking.
Well, the idea was sure right.
That's right.
And we have a two-pointer by Thumser. (29-12). Norseman just can't get the lid off the bucket. Two more by Thumser.
Walt Golkowski wants a timeout right now.
Well, the Norse just cannot hit the shot, and they're only getting one each time they come down the floor.
And they don't have anybody back, and we're just kind of blowing by them. And I'm sure Coach Golkowski is thinking, what am I going to do? I don't know if he can slow it down. He's down by 19 at this point. He's got to get his troops back together and figure some way to get him back in the game.
Well, the scary thing for him is that, you know, you look over at the bench of the Wildcats, and Coach Tate has used it very liberally all year, and when you're in Walt's position at this point, you hope for a few bench people in normally, but it hasn't made a lot of difference during the course of the year. They've maintained or even increased the lead a lot of times when they're in the ball game.
Well, you know, when you've got a young man who gets his third foul in the first quarter, and then you have to stick him right back in, that they're not very deep on the bench. So I'm sure, you know...
I'm sure Walt feels he might just well lose with Phillips getting his fifth foul before the halftime.
Exactly right.
Lose with him sitting on the bench. Bucket by number 52, Bricken. Two more for Lindquist.
Nice pass again by Dave Osborne.
And Randy picks up his second foul of the night.
Well, that's just a matter of that Mr. Bricken get the inside position and then trying to go for the block, and he got a little bit too much body on him. He's got to work to get that position and hold it and not let the man get anything in front of him. Everything's got to go over the top, and he gets some backside help that way. I know I've coached against Jim Tate's teams enough to know that he stresses deny, deny, deny all the time. And it's almost a cardinal sin to let the ball get inside in front of you, because he knows as well as any of us know usually that's an easy two if you get some big man in there, or you're going to get that foul and you're going to get yourself in foul trouble.
Bricken cans the first one, 33-15 Wildcats. And the second one is up and good, 33-16. Out of bounds to the Wildcats. We have Potts back into the ball game, and Steckety checks out for the Norseman.
There possibly, Roger, could have been another assist, but just couldn't quite hang on to the ball. Nice strong rebound by Dave Osborne.
3-point play by Colby.
Now the
35-19.
Back into a 2-3 zone.
We have a 3-second call. Keith Bloomquist checks into the game for Erdman. Right inside again, 35-21. I'm sure they'll try to work that a little bit more now because the Wildcats are on the short end at this point with both Grieve and Lindquist out of the ball game.
Right.
2 for Thumser.
Well, I think Scott Bricken's going to get very physical inside.
Well, I noticed the last time down the floor he set a screen and made his presence known with that one.
No, he's a pretty good-sized boy. He's 6'5", probably about 190 or so, and moving his weight around out there a little bit.
We have Johnson at the free throw line. It's up and good. The Norse pull within 15, 37-22. 4:26 left to go here in the second quarter. And Osborne hesitates just long enough to draw the foul. Still had a good shot at perhaps making the basket.
That's right, had the chance for the three-point play.
The foul was on number 20, Johnson, and that's his second. Osborne will shoot 2. Second one is good. We're going to have a travel. That's a good call, Jeff.
Yes. The young man got the ball and was going to drive, and the defense was right there and pulled up his pivot foot.
Tom Cedarquist. Tom's in for Thumser. We have blue ball out of bounds. Van Bergen hits for 2.
And he gets fouled by Steve Bricken.
Bricken, that's his first, I believe. Have to watch for the board. Nope, that's his second one. Shots up by Van Bergen and good. Makes the score 41-23.
Brad made that a three-point play.
Nice steal. And we have a foul on Johnson. Keith will be shooting 2 shots. That's the third foul on Johnson. After watching the Soviet-American hockey game the other night, that reminded me a little bit of one of the Czechs that I saw.
Yes. He got all ball as he was going up, but he got a lot of body. And Keith Blomquist just did the right thing. He picked him clean, took it down, took it right to the hole. Either you're going to stop me or I'm going to make the 2.
And Paul Schloff back in. Van Bergen out of the ball game. Well, I mentioned the last game, Jeff, that I was really pleased to see the way Brad Van Bergen's played the last number of games. The rebound to the Norse. He had a bad game against Holton and could have sort of hung his head and given up, but he was determined to come back and play some good ball and has.
Well, he's, as I said last game too, though, he's a battler. He never quits. And one bad game certainly isn't going to stop him. He has had so many good ones that he's just a hustler all the way. Down here, as we were talking, the Wildcats had 2 good blocks and a lot of good hustle.
The ball went out of bounds to the Norse, and on the inbounds, they passed a couple of passes, and then Keith Bloomquist, hustling to try to get the ball, grabbed a hold of Jim Johnson's arm, and his first foul of the game, and Johnson's at the line. Erdman coming back in for Bloomquist.
Yeah, on the blocks, Keith Bloomquist got one of the blocks, and then I think Chris Morrissey got the other blocks.
Johnson cans the first one to make it 23 for the Norse, 24 for the Norse. The Wildcats still stand at 41. The second shot is up and good. 41-25. There's that nice jumper again, Jeff.
Well, you know, I'm really pleased to see him putting that up like that because I think Paul could score 20 points a game just on that.
Bricken for two. You know, this has been a fun year, and it's far from over yet, but just looking ahead to next year a little bit, the Wildcats are going to have some, you know, real good material out there again next year. Some good players. Up by Morrissey and missed.
That's right. Nobody rotated back, though, and it got the easy layup.
Potts didn't take it all the way to the basket and misses it. Thumser comes up with the ball. One more dribble, and he would have been right there, Jeff.
Woo! That's pretty.
Just
again,
a
Richard
little
Erdman.
body control there.
That's right.
Erdman passes it across to Schloff hanging in the air, and
did you see us doing that?
well, you have to get off the floor in order to hang there, and you can put a wad of gum underneath my feet when I jump. Phillips gets a rebound of Johnson's missed shot, and it goes in with
Pulls him within 14 now, 45-31.
minute and 30 to go in the first half. We have a travel. J.J. Flynn checks into the game for the Cats. We have
I think Tom Cedarquist going out for the Wildcats.
number 34 on the floor, but no number in the scorebook or on the board for him. Pass from Erdman to Morrissey. Beautiful pass. Schloff ties it up from behind.
Well, I guess I said it before. We've just come to expect that from Richard Erdman. Time and time and time again, he does it. They're all just as pretty as the last one. And then Paul Schloff came up behind and almost got the steal.
Nice bucket by Steckity. With a minute to go, we have a score of 47-33. A good hustle by Richard. Another nice pass into Morrissey. He doesn't get the bucket.
I think Coach Tate wants to see the offense run a little bit more. I think we're getting a little bit of one-on-one out there and getting some sweet moves, but again, get back to that basics and just run the offense, and it works a lot better.
That was J.J. Flynn's first foul of the evening. We have Potts at the free throw line. First one is up and good. Dave Osborne checks in for Paul Schloff. Nice block by Thumser. Bricken gets the ball. We're going to have the call on JJ for blocking. That'll be Flynn's second foul, and Bricken goes to the line.
Well, with 33 seconds, Bricken can pull the Norseman within 11 if he makes both of them. I wouldn't be surprised to see, unless the Cats can run one down real quick and put it up and in, that they'll just play for that last shot at the end of the half.
Well, I think one of the things they're going to hear at the halftime is to just what you just mentioned. Let's get back into the offense and do what we do well instead of playing the one-on-one. And
well, I think you have a tendency when you get going and things are really going as well as they have been, get out of sync in terms of running the offense and just kind of freelance a little bit. And I'm sure Coach Tate doesn't want that to happen at this point.
We have Sheridan coming into the game for Bricken. Well, the clock winds down to 10 seconds. Oh, we have an offensive foul on David Osborne. I don't know if the bump was that hard or if they just did a good job with it. The position was definitely there.
I don't know that the bump was all that hard. I think there was a little bit of acting there, but still, it's position ball, and that's what was called, I believe.
Well, he was well established and didn't move, and David turned around and bumped him, and he went down, and the foul was called. Well, the Norse have an opportunity to pull within 10 at the buzzer, but we're unable to make the little short jumper. So at the end of the first half, the score stands the Montague Wildcats 47 and the Norsemen from North Muskegon 35.
You know, I can't help but think Walt Gukowski really has to be pretty happy with the outcome of the first half. They're only down by 12. And they've given the Cats a good run at times. They've been down, I think, as much as 19 at one point, but had a chance to close it within 10, and his kids were responding pretty well at the end here.
There were 19 points, as you say, Jeff, down, and you've got to really give them credit for sticking in there. It would have been easy to say, oh, the heck with it, and next year's another year, or in the case of the Norse, football season's coming soon. We can wait for that, but they've played and stuck tough, and that's what you have to do. They have a little song and dance here by the Montague cheerleaders.
Well, I'm sure Coach Tate is going to go in the locker room now and redirect his troops, you might say, on exactly what he wants done out there. I don't think, just from watching him at the close of the half, that he was real happy with things that were going on.
No, he did not look very happy, and you can understand why. Things were not going as they have been the last 5-6 weeks for him. And
they started out a little sluggish tonight, and then they came on real well. And then I think towards the end, again, they got a little sloppy. They had a 19-point lead and thought, that was something that could happen. Right now, Roger, we've got girls pom-poms.
Turn the music on and we'll listen to them.
Also, pretty young ladies. Montague High School cheerleading squads put on a super performance out here tonight with their pom-pom routine.
Well, I hope the fans could hear that. PA in a gymnasium is just not an easy thing to adjust, or it seems every time you get it one way, then something else happens to it, and that was the case tonight. But I hope people could hear the music and appreciate the routine.
Right. Well, the cheerleading advisors, Deb Weidenfeller and Cindy France, have done a nice job with these girls. I'd like to read off the name of the young ladies on both the squads, as this was a joint exercise they had out here tonight. Of course, your daughter, Christy Finland, Tammy Hagner, my daughter, Kelly Peterson, Dee Cedarquist, Jody Rollenhagen, and Rhonda Hicks are the varsity cheerleaders. Then on the JV squad, we have Tracy Gilbert, Jody Scudder, Jennifer Suits, Carrie Hunt, Denise Dillevin, and Kristen Nordland.
Well, they did a great job, and like you, I have to congratulate Deb Weidenfelder and Cindy Francis. They do just an excellent job with them. And as a parent, I'm happy with the time that they spend with my daughter and with all of the kids. And as a principal, I'm happy that we've got them there because they do a nice job, and you know you're not going to have a lot of problems with it. And a lot of schools, the biggest headache that principals and ADs have are with the cheerleaders, and that's not been the case here. We've always been fortunate to have good cheerleading advisors and good girls for them to work with since I've been here. So it's not been the headache, it's been at other places.
Done a super job. Two super young ladies, just excellent job out there.
Well, you know, Jeff, we congratulated the parents tonight, but a couple other people that have been with us all year doing a lot. One, of course, you interviewed, Art Keel, doing the scorekeeping, and Ken Diamond, our varsity football coach here at Montague, has been the person on the clock all year. So our thanks go out to them as well. And Larry Lindquist, who's done so much to help put these productions on the air, as well as being the voice of the Wildcats. Maybe the PA is acting up because he's not here tonight. I don't know. Larry's not feeling well, not able to be with us.
I think he took over for Randy at home.
I think so. They're in shifts out at the Lindquist home at this point with being ill. Well, we'll be back with the beginning of the second half in just a few minutes. We wind down to 6 seconds before the second half. The Wildcat band and the final little bit of their fight song. The buzzer rings and we're ready to go for the second half with the score at 47-35 for the Wildcats. And it'll be interesting to see what happens here in the second half if the Cats regroup a little bit and are able to play just a little bit better basketball than they did in that last part of the second quarter. For the Wildcats, we have Schloff, Osborne, Erdman, Grieve, and Lindquist on the floor. Bricken, Johnson, West Phillips, Steketee, and Colby on the floor for the Norsemen. Well, the Cats get possession of the ball and knocked out of bounds by the Norsemen. And Schloff inbounds it to Erdman. Steketee over to Johnson. Johnson up, no good. Grieve on the rebound. Nice feed by Erdman into Lindquist for two.
That's right.
Sit down.
3-pointer by West Phillips, and it's good. Well, Jeff, I think we've already seen a little more movement in the offense than we did the last part of that second quarter. And Schloff throws it away.
And sometimes we try to get a little bit too fancy, and it's a simple game. Just keep it that way.
We're going to have an offensive foul, and that's a good call.
Yeah, that was an excellent call.
Steckity. Every time the whistle blows on something like that, you know, you worry a little bit. Jim's got 3, and those are all judgment calls, although
right.
That one I thought was rather obviously an offensive foul. And there's Sloff's first 3-point attempt for the night, and it's good.
That's something we've expected to see, too, and expected to go in most of the time, and it has. Nice hustle by Randy Lindquist on that.
Ball out of bounds to the Norseman.
Interesting as I look at this week's stats to see that on 3-point attempts, Paul Schlaff has made 24 of 44 for 55%, while he's shooting the rest of the field about 52%. So excellent outside shooter.
We had a basket by Johnson at the other end, make it 52-40.
Well, I think Jim Grieve does that about as well as anybody I've seen, how he turns around and just puts that ball up and puts it in. It doesn't seem to matter where he is on the court either. If he's within his range, you better watch out.
Well, I was talking to Ray Schlaff during the week, and he said when the ball gets into Jim in that position, that's his job, to turn around and shoot it.
Okay. Richard set the ball up.
Beautiful pass from Osborne to Grieve for 2.
The beauty of that was, though, it was the left-hand pass, and most of the kids coming in here aren't that certain of their left hand to make that kind, and David is just that strong and that good athlete that he can make that with ease.
Bucket by number 10, Colby. Well, in the old days, you used to be able to get along with one hand on the basketball court, but it's become such a skilled game today that everybody's using that weak hand, and it's not a weak hand anymore.
Oh, that's...
I think of all in the years that I've watched basketball, that's the biggest change I've seen. It used to be where maybe 1 or 2 could use both hands fairly well. Now everybody on the floor can use them equally as well. And kids who are not doing that are not playing. Johnson for 2, which makes the score 56-44 for the Wildcats with 4:40 to go in the third quarter. Another 3-pointer by Schlaff, in and out, rebound by Lindquist, and it's good.
Boy, that pressure is just relentless, and there was a case where the Wildcats didn't even touch it, and then Norris just threw it out of bounds. The Wildcats get it back out underneath the basket.
They still forced the turnover, even though they didn't get a hand on it.
That's
3-pointer for David, and that's good.
Well, I tell you, if David starts hitting out there along with Paul, it's just going to open up that middle and inside, and the Wildcats should just move away on this. I think we've got Randy over the back here.
Number 52, he says. That's Randy's third one.
Well, I think we just got that in time, and otherwise the Wildcats would have got that ball back.
2 nice passes, and Grieve for 2. Good pass from Schlaff to Lindquist, and Lindquist alertly passed it back to Grieve, and an easy layup.
It's pretty hard to defend something like that where that ball has made such a quick movement like that.
Pass back inside from Schlaff to Grieve for 2. It was a nice pass from Erdman to Schlaff, and then another nice pass back inside to Grieve. And Gutkowski says, guys, all of a sudden we're 21 points down.
Yeah, 65-44, and it was just 12 points about 2 minutes ago. I'm sitting over here just shaking my head as I watch him play because the kids just seem to have eyes in the back of their heads as they're going down the court, and they move that ball around so nice. It's just really a pretty sight. Well, while we got a break here, Roger, I will go over some league stats. In the league, Randy Lindquist is leading the league in field goal percentage, shooting 64%. Jim Grieve is third, 58. Paul Schloff is fourth at 52, and then David Osborne is fifth. So we've got 4 of the top 5 in the league in shooting percentage. 3 in the free throw area. Jim Grieve is second in the league at 76%. Dave Osborne is 7th at 70%, and Randy Lindquist is 10th at 67%. Total points, Randy Lindquist is up among the leaders, 4th spot, 16.5 points per game average. And we get back into action here.
Another nice pass inside. Grieve has made 6 points in a row and all on nice feeds. And he gets fouled on that one by Steckedy.
Well, Jim works real hard inside to get that position, and the guys get him the ball, and that's the whole thing. A guy can work his tail off to get position inside. If nobody gets in the ball, after a while he gets discouraged and he doesn't do it anymore. And in this case, he's doing it, they're getting him the ball, and he's putting the ball in the hole.
And he makes it a 3-point play. We're going to see Kurt Babcock for Paul Schloff. We have another foul on Steckedy.
Another example, Dave Osborne stole the ball, and Jim Grieve was open again, and Norris made a pretty decent play. Richard Erdman almost came up with a steal, and he got fouled on it.
We have Potts into the ball game for Colby. Of course, we're not in a 1-on-1 situation yet, so the Wildcats will take possession under their own basket. Grieve comes out, thumbs her into the ball game.
With the Cats now leading by 24, 68-44.
Pass inside from Osborne to Thumser. Thumser has it blocked.
You know, and that's been the Cats' trait. They've played almost even with some teams, and all of a sudden, bang, it's been a blowout.
We have 2 by Steckedy. 68-46, the Cats maintain a 22-point edge. We're going to have another offensive foul on David.
Well, I think the key there was David dropped his shoulder and brought it up into the player. I think if he'd have stepped without dropping the shoulder, he would have got his shoulder by the individual, and he would have drew the foul instead of got the foul called on him.
We have a call here on Erdman. So 2 quick fouls, one on Osborne, which was his second one, and Erdman, which is his first foul of the evening. Steal by Van Bergen. Foul on number 24. I think the Wildcats got a break. We came from out of bounds and got that ball.
Yeah, you're not allowed to come from out of bounds into play and grab the ball, but he certainly did, and he got away with that one. And then, but again, give credit to the Cats. You know, they're just always around that ball, and they're getting 2 and 3 shots at the basket. And here we got Kurt Babcock shooting 1-and-1. I'm sorry, 2 shots.
Flynn just checked into the ball game for Flynn. Or Flynn for Erdman, excuse me, not Flynn for Flynn.
Well, that's a good trick if you can get away with it.
If you can do that, that would be great. North Muskegon brings the ball down the court. Phillips gets 2 shots at it, doesn't make it. Bricken tips it up and no good. And we have the 4th foul on Wes Phillips. On the back on the rebound.
I'm impressed with the hustle of Wes Phillips, though. He put that ball up, went and got the rebound, put it up again, went right after it again, and just really works very hard. some other stats while we're waiting here for David Osborne to shoot the 1-1. Randy Lindquist is 4th in the league in rebounds at 162, and David Osborne is 10th in the league with 103. Richard Erdman leads the league in assists with 118. David Osborne is 6th with 64. And in steals, Richard Erdman has 45 for second in the league, while Dave Osborne is 6th with 35.
Osborne shoots the first. It's good.
And I think the maybe the most important key, and the thing that a lot of people don't look at, is that the point difference between what the Cats score and what they give up a game is a astounding 17 points a ball game. Usually it's a +1, +2, +5, 17 points difference.
Osborne shoots a jump shot. Nice play by David again, and we lead 72-46. Have a turnover by the Cats. Johnson up, and that's good.
That was a nice play by Jim Johnson as he came down, stopped, he looked for somebody to pass, and nobody was there, and he just took that nice jumper and popped in for 2.
Play getting a little sloppy.
Right, and Brad Van Bergen got a little piece of Scott Bricken's hand, so he'll go to the line for 2.
Morrissey checks in for Osborne.
As the Cats now have a 24-point lead, 72-48.
Scott Bricken's on the line for 2. Minute and 16 seconds to go in the third quarter. Sheridan going to come into the ball game. Evidently for Bricken, as they haven't horned him in the game yet. Well, Tuesday night, Jeff, we'll be right back with the Mason County Central game here at Montague. It will be rebroadcast on cable channel 5 on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock.
Well, that should be a fun one.
2 for Morrissey.
The Spartans, I think, have 3 of the premier players in the conference. It's just too bad they don't have anybody to complement them.
They have not come along like I thought they would this year. 3-point attempt, no good. Friday, then, we travel to Ravenna, and then the Cats have a week off and finish the season here on March the 4th against the Whitehall Vikings, which should be just an exciting time for both communities.
We know, Roger, it doesn't seem like this is the 17th ball game of the year. It's been such a fun year. It's gone too fast. When
you have a team like this and kids that have acted as well as they have all year on the floor, and it's just been a fun time to come to the gym. Sometimes when you have to be here to supervise crowds and things like that, it's not a lot of fun, but this has been a good year. I compliment our student fans, our adult fans. Everybody has followed well and been good sports, and that just makes it a lot more fun, I think, for everybody concerned.
Well, I'd have to concur with you. It's just been a super year all the way around. And we've talked about, the fan support, and as we had a nice play by the North Muskegon player. Again, the gentleman, we don't have his number, but bounced that ball off the Wildcats' leg, out of bounds.
Bucket by number 22, DeLong, and the Norris are within 20. We have a foul here on number 22. DeLong came right back and fouled Brad Van Bergen, so Brad will be at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. First one is up and good, and with 30 seconds to go, Brad puts the Cats in front of the Norse by 21 points.
I think we had Scott Thumser jumped in there trying to get position a little bit too soon and nullified that shot. Nice hustle by Keith Bloomquist.
Blue ball, the Norse called for being on the line. Well, we talked before about when the Norse were hit by Dave and fell down. I think that's what the ref thought happened there with Scott. But, maybe
sometimes there's a lot of bumping and it's an incidental type thing. If you called all of that stuff, you never get the game done with. And I think it takes you out of the flow of the game. So I think there's some times when you just kind of have to let things like that go.
Nice pass from Van Bergen into Morrissey. And Chris will step to the line and shoot two as he's fouled. That foul.
Morrissey has come a long ways this year, I believe. At the beginning of the year, he looked like he was not quite with it, a little step behind sometimes, but right now he fits right in and comes in and he gets some clutch points, he gets some clutch rebounds for him, and he spells the starters. That's just an excellent job.
He's done a great job all year long. I agree with you. I think Chris has stuck with it and worked hard, and it's fun to come and watch this group practice. They try to pair up every night, and Chris usually pairs up with Randy, and they just both work around the basket all the time. And he makes both the free throws. 2 seconds to go, and we have a three-point attempt by DeLong, and it's no good. So at the end of three, it's Montague 77, and we have 54 on the board for the Norsemen.
Well, Roger, as I look at the team stats for the Wildcats, the thing that I also notice, it kind of just jumps off this page, is you've got 4 young men averaging in double figures, and that's kind of a really nice luxury for a coach when he knows that on any one night somebody might get hot and the other team doesn't know who that's going to be. You've got Randy Lindquist at 16.5, you've got Dave Osborne and Paul Schlaff at 12.6, and then Jimmy Grieve at 12.3.
Well, that's good balanced scoring, and that's this is a team sport, and that's what it takes to win, and that's what's helped the Wildcats all year long. Jeff, I mentioned we have the game coming up in 2 weeks with Whitehall. We encourage people to, of course, come over to the gym and watch that one in person, but we've got some special things planned for our videotape that evening as well. We'll be in each of the gyms watching practice before the game, and we're going to tape a segment on each of the team's practices with some comments on each of the students by the coaches. Everybody will get a chance to get a close-up look at everybody on the team, not only the first 6, 7, 8 ball players, but everybody that plays for both squads. So we're looking forward to putting that on.
Well, that's great exposure for those kids, and I've said this before, we've got some really great kids here in Montague, but Whitehall has too. And,
that's right.
I'm really proud to say I'm from the White Lake area with these 2 groups of kids and how well they've played and represented our area, our area, not only on the basketball court but as young men, and so it should be a great game. And
a jumper by Osborne, and it's good. Well, I think we have to be considered to be 2 of the best teams in the area this year. We've both played well all year, and we both had good seasons, and both schools can be very proud of it.
Well, we played an excellent game against them the first time, and over in their gym, and we certainly want to do the same this time. But you know, I know those kids, and they'll come back over here and they'll give us everything we want.
Well, if you recall last year, Jeff, they came over here and beat us on our own court in overtime, and we won over there. So if history repeats itself, we better be ready for that ball game.
And I think, again, talking about history, I think in the last 3 years that's been the case, where we've won over there and they've won back over here.
They come back and win here.
Now we've got Paul Schlaff going to the line, shooting 1-1 as he was fouled on the rebound.
Well, we have tournament time coming up too, Jeff, and the districts this year are going to be held in Hart on the week of March the 7th. The drawing's not been held yet, but we will get that information out to the fans as soon as we get it.
I would think, based on our record and what we've done, we certainly have to be the favorite, but of course, as we just were talking about, the Vikings are also in that tournament, and they're going to be a strong contender as well.
Schlaff cans both the free throws to put the Cats ahead 81-54. Also, you've got Hart, who gave us a good game the first time down here. Mason County, which has always been a tournament team. And everybody's going to be up for Montague.
Oh, that's right. When you're the top dog, everybody's looking at you to knock you off.
Lindquist can't get that one to go down.
Wildcats have pushed their lead now out to 27, 81-54.
Scott Bricken.
I think Randy Lindquist got that foul.
Randy fouled Scott. Bricken doesn't appear too happy about it. He's walking around talking a little bit. We have Cedarquist, Flynn, Bloomquist into the ball game.
Well, whoever said this wasn't a physical game, I'd like to see that person talk to him, because it's a very physical game.
And it's become more physical the last 5-6 years, I think, where the officials are letting him play a little bit more. There's a lot more inside contact, I think, especially on rebounds. The box out has become something that's very physical, where they lean on one another, whereas before I don't think it was quite that much.
Scott Bricken makes the first. This is the second. Keith Bloomquist gets the rebound.
We're going to have a foul on Steckedy. I believe that's it for him. That's his 5th one. Well, we got away with one because Chris wasn't aware that Steckedy was behind him. He put the ball on the floor and could have had it stolen as well as being fouled.
Well, I think as Steckedy got closer to him, he just kind of turned into him a little bit, and then if he hadn't, I think Steckedy would have swiped the ball clean.
Chris has shot free throws real well tonight, Jeff. That's his 3rd in a row.
Well, as I said, I just think he's just really played excellent all year long. And at first, he looked a little bit lost at the beginning of the season, but I think that's due to he didn't play last year. And he's out here this year and just has come so far. People wanted to travel, but I don't know that it was. It looked like he held that left foot in place.
And then he jumped vertically about 2.5 feet and put up a jump shot.
Just like you used to do, right?
Vertically, probably not quite that high, Jeff.
And Chris gets to go back to the line now here at this end and attempt to make it 5 in a row.
Good touch by Chris. With 6:04 to go, the Cats stretch their lead to 28 points, 83-55. And he puts another one in.
I think with that last change that Coach Tate made, we've seen the end of the starters out there. I think this is the group we'll probably see for the rest of the ball game.
Well, that's been pretty typical of the way we've ended games all year. Well, the last number of games anyway. And we have a foul on Brad Van Bergen. Brad a little zealous in his attempt to retrieve the ball from Potts. Yep. And the Norse want a timeout. Jeff, we have another interesting feature coming up on Cable Channel 5. Sheila Mund, the speech coach, forensics coach here at Montague High School, along with Greg Bowden from Whitehall, the last 2 years have put together a forensics tournament, and that's going to be held next Thursday, which is, I believe, the 25th of February. It's on a Thursday anyway. It's either the 24th or the 25th. And we'll have both schools involved with that, probably about 125 participants. We're going to be trying to shoot tape of the finals of that and edit it down so we can get it on the cable. And that will be on Sunday the 28th at 6 o'clock in the evening on both the Rothbury and the White Lake cable channel. So that'll give the fans an opportunity to see another aspect of both school programs. Of course, as I say, last year, just a super successful program, the first one we've really had at both schools in a number of years, and kids turned out in record numbers, so it should be a good one.
Well, I think it's a neat thing to see the cooperation that you have between the schools in running this tournament, and I just wish them the best of luck as they operate this.
Well, I know last year, as Potts makes the first one, last year it's the first time I've seen the parking lot filled up for something that's not entirely athletic. It was an academic endeavor, and people really attended it well, and I encourage them to come out again this year. It's a lot of fun. Potts makes them both, and the score stands 84-57 Cats as they bring the ball down. Nice pass from Bloomquist inside to Tom Cedarquist. Tom couldn't quite find a handle on that one, and it goes over to the Norseman.
Keith Bloomquist has also come a long ways this year in his play. I think as he continues to play, he's going to get a lot of playing time next year. He's just doing an excellent job, bringing the ball up the court, good defense. And we haven't seen it yet, but he has an excellent shot.
He's got a lot of quickness out there. J.J. Flynn picks up his fourth foul of the evening, and Bricken goes to the line. Misses the first one. Bloomquist covering the shooter, gets the ball down the floor to J.J. Van Bergen in.
Again, just get that ball up to the open man. That's
we were playing a little hacky
long.
sack with the ball there. It came off the heel and over, and Brad ended up on the business end of that one. Nice pass by Van Bergen. Bricken gets a rebound down the court to Potts. And we're going to have a push on Van Bergen. And I think that's a good call, Jeff. There was contact as they came down the floor.
Well, you didn't see Brad argue the call, so he's certainly maybe not happy with it, but just the same understands that it was a good call.
Kirk Babcock in for Brad Van Bergen, and Thumser checks in for Chris Morrissey, and both get a nice hand as they leave the ball game, a well-deserved hand.
Cats leading at this point 86-57.
There's that shot you were talking about by Bloomquist, Jeff. A nice jumper and 2 points.
Well, again, a very unselfish player, so we don't see a lot of the scoring from him, but very willing to pass the ball off, and there's an example of exactly what I was talking about.
And J.J. Flynn picks up his fifth foul and will spend the rest of the evening on the bench. Brad Van Bergen comes back into the ball game for J.J. You know, our next three opponents, Mason County, Ravenna, and the Vikings, Whitehall Vikings, I think are going to be good contests for us, Jeff. And I think we really need a good close ball game. I think that the fans, as good as they've been, have come to expect 20-point victories, and it's fun, but competitively going into the tournaments, I think it would be good to have a good test.
I think it'd be at least one, maybe two good tests as we head into the tournament, because certainly as we go, we're going to meet those teams, the Grants, the Hamiltons, those teams that are right down the road. And if we don't know how to play in the close ones, which I think we do, by the way.
We've proven that too, I think.
But as I said, we really haven't had to play in a tight one for quite a while. And it'd certainly be a good test.
Bricken picks up his 5th foul. And Coach Walt Gukowski at this point pretty much clears his bench. We have Pothoff in the ball game, Sheridan, DeLong, who's played some tonight. We have our mysterious ball player in there again as well, number 34. And number 44, where are we at? That's Joe Flynn. We've got J.J. Flynn, number 44 on one side, and Joe the other side. All of a sudden, I thought I was seeing double. Nice hustle by Brad Van Bergen. And Morrissey puts it up. No good. There's that quickness of Keith Bloomquist.
Well, not only is he quick, but he's got good position, and he's always right where the ball is. Knocked that off the Norse's hand, and it's out of bounds to Wildcat.
Tom Cedarquist comes into the ball game for the Cats. Chris Morrissey with 2 makes it 91-58. Babcock follows, and it's good. Again, I point out the left hand. That was important on that play. Had he dribbled it left-handed, or right-handed, he may have lost it to the defender, but he took it all the way down left-handed.
Well, I think when he was going up, he lost a little control of it and couldn't quite get it up on the backboard for the bank shot. Scott Thumser coming in for Chris Morrissey.
Nice drive.
That makes it 93-60 in favor of the Cats.
Cedarquist in and out, tipped by Bloomquist, no good, and it's tied up by Babcock and number 22, DeLong.
And the possession will go to the Wildcats underneath. Well, you know, the possession thing a few years ago came in, and a lot of coaches didn't like it.
3 for Van Bergen, 96-60.
But I think we've all got used to it now, and I think it's a good rule. It speeds things up.
Bloomquist down the floor. He's fouled by number 44, Joe Flynn. Johnson and Morrissey about to check into the ball game. Well, I think we hear the roar from the crowd go up as each point is scored. Of course, they like to see 100 put on the board.
Well, that's always exciting. It's you know, at this point, I guess that's the thing to look forward to.
$97-60. Well, and everybody's been in the ball game. It's not a
that's right.
situation where The starters have run up a score. They've been freely substituting the whole evening. Sheridan for 2.
I don't know if you saw that, but that's something that young players can watch, what Keith Bloomquist just did. He just shaded the person on the right, made him go left, and that particular ball player did not want to do that, so he took one dribble, gave up his dribble, and the Wildcats got it back.
2 more for Morrissey.
Well, Chris Morrissey's having a career night tonight.
I believe he had 11 last game, too. Chris has played real well. And, of course, we hear the roof sort of blow off the place, as that's also the 100 point, and the Cats take a 100-62 lead. Premature, 99.
Well, I think there's a discussion over here at the table right now, maybe what the score is.
It's 98-62.
So I imagine if the Wildcats score again, we're going to hear a roar again, right?
Well, twice in one night. Brecken, or rather Sheridan for 2. Now it's back at 99-64. 3-pointer by Thumser. And Chris Morrissey has a foul called. Cedarquist is going to check back into the ball game. That's Morrissey's second foul of the evening. Tom Cedarquist in for Scott Thumser. Sheridan puts the first one up. It's good.
Had a violation there of the free throw as Sheridan stepped across the line before the ball had a chance to hit, and Wildcats ball out of bounds.
Well, the Wildcats have been trying so hard to get to the 100-point mark, they've sort of lost their flow out there the last number of times down the floor.
So just running their offense.
3-point attempt by Blomquist, no good. Van Bergen with the rebound, puts it back up, and he's going to go to the line. Well, Brad's going to get 2 shots at it here, Jeff.
You don't think he feels a little pressure, do you?
Well, he did sort of hit the front part of the rim.
Yeah, he'll put this one in.
It's up, and it's good.
I guess I called that one, didn't I?
You doing anything this weekend? Maybe we can go out to Vegas for a while. Referee Jim McLean calls it out of bounds to the Norseman.
That's the back official's call, and he did the right thing.
DeLong went down hard, but gets back up. Well, with 54 seconds to go, the Wildcats hold on to the 100 to 65-point lead. Up by Babcock and good. .30 seconds left in the ball game. Brad Van Bergen on a nice rebound. Cedarquist back up. Tom Cedarquist is fouled.
Nice hustle by Tom as he shot that one, and Brad Van Bergen got the rebound, and Tom went right back in and got it, and now he's at the line shooting two.
Cedarquist hits it. It's 103 to 67. Steal by Van Bergen. Well, they'll have one more shot at another one, Jeff.
Yep.
Babcock up. No good. We have a foul on Sheridan, I believe. Kurt Babcock at the line. And with 6 seconds to go, it makes it 104 to 67.
Well, the second half, as we talked about at halftime, the Wildcats did come down and run some things. They got off to a good start, and they just clicked the rest of that half, and that's the reason why they have the score that they do.
Van Bergen at the buzzer on a steal, no good. The final score as the teams join at center court to shake hands, 105 for the Wildcats and 67 for the Norsemen. I think, all in all, another good evening for the Wildcats. You hit the nail right on the head here, Jeff, after the game is over, or near the end of the game, that they regrouped at halftime. The sloppy play disappeared, and they turned a 12-point lead into almost scoring at will at times in that second half.
Midway through the third quarter, all of a sudden it just wasn't a contest anymore. Even in the first half, even though they played sloppy, they totally dominated play. You knew that the game, unless they just got into a slump they couldn't get out of, that it pretty much was over. But they just didn't play the way they're capable of playing, and they got it together in the second half and just moved it on out and ended up with that final score.
Well, we don't have any statistics up here in the booth, Jeff, but I'm sure that we're going to find several players in double figures again. Chris Morrissey, I think, did just an excellent job tonight. You mentioned a career night, and that it was for the young man. He came in, made some free throws, made a number of buckets, played a real good ball game.
Got some key rebounds.
Keith Bloomquist came off the bench and did a nice job for him. And as you know, it's hard to point out just one or two because they all play so well. Richard Erdman, just fun to watch again tonight as he made several great assists inside. Randy Lindquist making some good shots inside. David Osborne doing what he's done all year, both on offense and defense.
We could go right down that lineup, and there isn't a person that didn't offer something to that squad's performance tonight. points aren't the whole story. It's always nice to see that and have that, and that's what you read about a lot of times in the paper the next day. But it's the other things, the good defense, the rebounds, the good passes. Those are what cause those points to be up on the board.
If you didn't have the assist, the points couldn't be made. And I think we've talked about some of the changes in the game over the last number of years. I think reporting has changed a little bit too, because the people that are getting the assists, the people who are playing the good defense, are getting some ink in the paper too, whereas 25 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it was the people that were the 20-point scorers were the ones that dominated the headlines. David Osborne's had good praise all year, both from the paper and his coach, relative to his defensive play and the fact that he's been unselfish in giving up the ball and letting other people score. So it's nice to see those kind of things being noticed, because basketball is a team sport. And once everybody feels part of the team and part of that flow, it makes a better team out of it. And I think that's what's happened to the Wildcats. Everybody has a role, they play it, and they do just an excellent job.
Well, it's pretty to watch them out there, and as we move along now, next Tuesday, it's another game, and I think the Wildcats again really have to come out and show that they mean business right from the beginning, run the offense, and do the things that they really can do well. Jump out that quick lead and get that one. And then I think the real two tough ones. We got to go down to Ravenna, and then, of course, you talked about having Whitehall home. I think Ravenna is going to be an awful tough team at their place. We talked about the first time. They've got some excellent athletes. I don't think they performed up to their capability the first time they were here. We certainly played very well, and so kind of combination of a lot of things, but we could get two very good tests and possibly three good tests in the next 2 weeks.
Well, I think Ravenna, I was afraid of them when they came here, and I'm afraid of them even more going back down there, and the Vikings speak for themselves. And I feel that when we went up to Mason County Central, that ball game hinged, even though we won by a great margin, hinged on one play, and that was a drive by Thoreau. He tried to dunk the ball coming in from the baseline. Somehow or another missed it, hung on the rim, got a technical foul, and all of a sudden we had one of those 6-point swings. And that game from that point on changed dramatically. And, I don't think we can look for an easy victory against MCC.
Well, I certainly don't either. I'm just saying that, I think that they've got three excellent ball players. I said that before, Thoreau, Kimes, and Cox. If they can get people to complement them, they're going to be very, very tough. So far, they've had trouble all season doing that. And if they play an excellent game, and they could be strong inside especially, we certainly could be in for a real test on Tuesday.
Well, Jeff, that's about going to wind it up for tonight. We do not have an interview scheduled for after the ball game this evening. We had our foreign exchange student on prior to the ball game. We will see everybody again Wednesday night on the replay, and hopefully in person out here Thursday night to see Mason County Central play. I'd like to thank Randy Michelson, our cameraman, who's been doing just a super job for us all year, giving up time to sit with his friends down to watch the ball game, to be up here with a couple of old guys broadcasting it. So
I would like to second that as well.
Good night to everybody, and we'll see you on Wednesday night.